Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. This is the time of the year when CAT aspirants have almost completed their syllabus. If not complete, but at least 60 to 70%. Most of the serious aspirants must have covered this much of syllabus by now and are looking for test series. Okay, so this video is to understand that how do you evaluate a test series and how do you utilize a test series, which is more important. Okay, if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow us on social media platforms. So first of all, one must understand that why should you take mock test. Let me tell you that mock test is a FOMO, right? Even if you do not take mock test, you can score decently in CAT. I myself did not take any mock test when I was an aspirant. Okay, and there are several other students I've seen that they have not taken enough number of mock tests, maybe just a few tests, like 5 tests at max, and scored very high, 99 plus. Okay, on the other hand, some people taking 50 mock tests, still getting in 80s, right? So it is just a FOMO. Okay, if you feel that some person is taking so many mock tests, they will score very high, that is not necessary. There are some people who take 50 plus mock tests, some people who take 10 mock tests. Okay, so there is a different number of tests that these people take. Okay, so do not get into that FOMO that you have to take some X number of mock tests. See, mock tests are just to get some practice, and that too in a timed mode, right? So if you are taking mock tests, there has to be some purpose that why you should take mock test and what needs to be achieved out of it. So first of all, the very important thing of taking mock test is identifying the knowledge gaps. So what happens is, when you are preparing for the examination, you cover, like if you go for a structured preparation, you cover all the topics, but at times some minor topics are left, or let's say you prepared and you did not cover some topics. So you understand that which is the knowledge gap, which topic you are unable to solve in the examination, and you try to fill the gap. So it is important not only just to identify the gap, but also to fill the gap, because if you just identify and take no action, it is of no use. So as I said, that it is not necessary that you take too many mock tests. Unless you are acting upon those mock tests, that is not going to help you. Identify strengths and weaknesses, very important, because based on your strengths and weaknesses, you determine what to attempt, what to leave in the test, right? You will understand that, okay, this is my strong area, I am going to take this and attempt these questions in the examination. This is my weak part, let's say in VARC, your RC part is strong, VA is weak, so you will try to attempt more of RCs, less of VA, etc. Understand the pattern of mistakes, right? You must understand what mistakes are you making, right? What topic are you often getting wrong on, right? Are you taking too much time to attempt questions? Are you getting stuck in questions? What are the pattern of mistakes? Do you get tempted by some question and end up realizing that you are not able to do that? Okay, some particular section that you are weak at, or within a section some particular module or topic you are weak at. So that is very important to identify that what are the mistakes that you are committing. So try not to commit the same mistakes and avoid them in the future test and the actual examination. Then mock test taken to learn smart approaches. So if you look at the solutions, you understand that what could be the best approach to solve those questions. And of course, learning time management, because when you practice in the free time, like without any time bound, you do solve the questions, you get the questions right, but you end up taking too much time. But when you are attempting a mock test, you know that the clock is ticking, the time is as same as what you will get in the actual examination, and hence you learn time management, how to prioritize questions, which questions to attempt first, which questions to keep for later. Now it is very important to analyze the mocks. Unless you are analyzing the mocks, it is no point taking the mocks. If you take let's say if you are taking 20 mock tests, right, analyzing none, that is useless. Even if you take 5 mock tests and analyze them properly, that is going to be great benefit to you. So there are some students who take like 50 mock tests, 60 mock tests also, but do not analyze the mocks, so that is a useless activity. Treat the mocks like an actual examination. Okay, sometimes it might happen that in mock test you get an option to submit the paper. Do not submit it, right? Take the full time, take 40 minutes per section to attempt the paper. Okay, attempt in time mode, that is again very important. Now what happens is at times you get previous year mocks of some institutes through some sources, right? And people try to solve those questions. It is good, but it is not helpful if you are not attempting the questions in a time mode. Avoid guesswork in the mock test. That will build your score during the test, like that will be a fake score. So if you let's say did some guesswork and got 5 questions right, so your score is increased by, you attempted 5 questions and got 5 right, you have 15 marks. But maybe you would not have got 15 marks if you were to attempt genuinely. So try to avoid guesswork as much as possible so that you get the true picture. See, no one is judging on your scores, right? No one is going to judge you on your mock test scores. No one else knows your scores unless you yourself shout at the top of your voice that I am getting these many marks in the mock test. No one else comes to know that how much you are scoring. So keep that to yourself. Avoid guesswork, evaluate yourself and improve upon things. Now this is a chart which shows that how to analyze a mock test in a proper way. So there is a question. There are 3 possibilities that can happen with a question. So either you will get it correct, you will get it incorrect, or you will not attempt the question. Okay. Now if you have taken appropriate time to attempt that question, then that is the only green flag in the test, right? So this is the only green flag that will achieve, that is counted as something that you have achieved in the test. If you have taken appropriate time. If you have taken too much time, right? So try to understand that should it be skipped in the test, or is there an optimum approach? Okay, so optimum approach, like if you studied from good teachers, they teach you optimum approach of solving questions. Okay, so you should ask that could this have been skipped, or was there a better approach? So during the analysis, understand that how it is solved. So is there a better approach to solving that set? If yes, then you should go ahead with that approach. Or if should have been skipped in the test, so keep in mind next time if you encounter similar question in the test, try to avoid it during the test, right? If you did a fluke or guesswork, okay, so maybe I told you that you should not do guesswork, but let us say you did some guesswork, you eliminated some of the options and got the answer right. So learn how you got it right. Okay, so learning is always a continuous process, right? So we keep learning things. So if you did not know, learn how to solve it. If it is incorrect and it was because of wrong method, so then go back to your concepts and build them again, right? Why did you get it wrong? What was the wrong method that you applied? If you made a calculation mistake, right, so that means you lack focus. So try to be more focused next time onward. Okay, so that means you need to work on focus. And if you made a silly mistake, that means again that is a lack of focus. So try to be more focused next time when you appear on a test. Now you may not have attempted a test, attempted a question. Now what happens if you did not attempt because of knowledge gap? If you did not attempt because of knowledge gap, that means you need to go back to the books and understand the concept or the method to solve that question, right? Suppose let's say there was a question on permutation combination, so you need to learn how to solve those questions. Or let's say there was a question on algebra or some question which you did not know how to solve, right? So go to the concept and learn it. Okay, so look at the solutions, you will understand how to attempt that question, solve a few more questions of that type. Okay, knowledge gap, learn the concept, solve similar questions, so that next time when you appear on the test, you will be able to attempt that question. So very important, this is the most important part, like fill in the knowledge gap. I told you that mock test scores do not matter. Even if you are scoring 20-30 marks out of 198, that is perfectly fine, right? As long as you are learning and upskilling yourself, improving yourself, it is a good sign of improvement. If it was due to lack of time, then again Should there be an optimum approach, or could this be skipped in the examination? Ask that, like whether it is was there an optimum approach of this question which would have enabled you to do this. So basically, if it was a lack of time that you could not attempt, learn time management. And time management is about prioritizing your strengths and weaknesses and attempting the paper accordingly. Okay, so very important. Understand that if you did in the least possible time, or like in a significant amount of time, but that was a reasonable time, then it is a green flag. If you took too much time, then learn the optimum approaches, or think whether I should skip this question in the examination and attempt something else, because possibly you took too much time to attempt a question, but you skipped a question because of lack of time. So suppose you did 2 questions in 10 minutes, but here you could have done 4 in 10 minutes. So it was better to skip those questions and attempt this. So here comes the role of time management. So be very particular, that learn which type of questions can be attempted fast, which are the topics. Now that depends on several factors. It depends on your strengths and weaknesses also, right? Are you aware of the concept, right? Do you know shortcut tricks, etc. So that collectively helps you build that which questions to attempt, which questions not to attempt in the paper. Now what are the things that you must learn from taking a mock test? First is identify your strengths and weaknesses. This is a very important thing, because unless you know your strengths and weaknesses, you do not know how to prioritize your attempt. Let us say if I am attempting DILR, I know that number based questions are my strong areas. So no matter if it is the longest set, I am going to attempt that first. Similarly, if I am attempting quant, I know geometry is my strongest part. So I will start with geometry first, right? Or I feel that algebra is too much time consuming and I often get confused and make silly mistakes or something. So I will skip algebra in the beginning and attempt it later. So it is very important to identify strengths and weaknesses. That's a very important part of taking mock tests. Then learn smart approaches to approach problems. That is also very important. Like if you learn the smart approaches, how to do it in the optimum time, using options, some calculation hacks, etc., that will help you solve fast. Then based on your strong weak areas, prepare a strategy for the actual examination. That is the most important thing, to understand which is your strong area, which is your weak area, and how are you going to make strategy, which questions are you going to attempt in the paper if asked, which questions are you going to leave. And don't get too motivated by low scores. Mock tests often have difficulty level which is higher than the actual examination, so don't get demotivated. It is possible that like others have also not done well on that, so don't get demotivated. Take it as a learning step. Like in every mock, think that okay, you did not score, fine, but you learned something. So learning output is what you should focus on rather than scores. Okay, so this is very, very important. And don't get complacent by high scores. Now this applies to very few people, right? People who get very high scores. So don't get complacent that you got very high scores, you are going to do very well on the actual exam also, because it's just an examination, right? So it can go any side. Maybe one RC set you were able to attempt well on the mock test, but on the day of the examination you goofed up, or some DILR set got screwed. So don't get complacent. Just learn that okay, you have done well, appreciate your efforts that you have learned and done well, and just keep improving yourself across different topics. Now when to take mock tests? Often people ask that when should we start taking mock tests, July, August, September, whenever. Okay, whenever you have completed at least 70 to 80% of the syllabus. Okay, now in VARC there are certain topics like para jumbles, para summary, okay, odd one out, sentence fillers, and RCs. So if you have practiced a few RCs, right, you understand what are the different question types, you are done and dusted for VARC, right? Practice will make you better. In DILR there are certain conceptual things, rest of the sets are quite random. So if you have covered past year papers, then I would say that you are good enough to take mock test. In QA especially, the syllabus, only section with syllabus is QA, right? So in QA, if you have done arithmetic, complete arithmetic, or let's say 80 to 90%, algebra if you have completed, and geometry. If you have completed these three or almost completed 90% plus, then you could take mock test. So even if you, let's say you have not completed number system and modern math, which are minor topics, it is perfectly fine. If you have completed these three to a significant portion, then you can start taking mock test. Now the biggest question, do the mock scores matter? I told you it does not matter, right? When I was an aspirant, I did not take any mock test, but still ended up scoring 99.93. Okay, and I have seen people taking 50s of mock test but not able to score in that range. So it does not matter. It does not matter how many mock tests you take. You take 5 mock tests, you take 20 mock tests, it does not matter at all. Okay, so don't worry about the mock scores, right? You do not have anything to prove in mock test. Everything is about improvement. So whether you take 10 mock test, 20 mock test, 30 mock test, 50 mock test, does not matter. Whatever scores you are getting does not matter. As long as you are improving yourself, you are learning new things, that means you are preparing yourself better for the examination. So remember that it is only for the learning portion, not for the actual score. So it does not reflect that if you are scoring very high on mock test, you will score very high on the actual examination. There is no such correlation. Lot of people do well on mocks but end up doing bad on the examination day. And the reverse is also true. Some people do not do well on the mock test, but in the actual examination they end up performing well. Okay, so work on these things. Now which mock test you buy, right? Some people say that this test series is good, that is good. There is nothing right or wrong in that. Okay, see, it is all about the hype. Since there are big players, right, you have IMS, Time, Career Launcher, Kraku. Okay, so people will talk about different test series. So I would say that stick to, like, you can take 2 test series just for the change of flavor. Okay, I won't say recommend any ki isi particular ko lena chahiye, isi ke best hota hai. There is nothing like best or worst, right? Different test series have different flavors, different kind of questions, different approaches of solving problems. So you can choose, you are free to choose any of the test series. Okay, there is no such, some test series might be very difficult, sometimes some would be at par. Okay, so it varies from test series to test series. So there is nothing right or wrong that you should choose this test series or that test series. Okay, so you are open to choose a test series. If you can afford, you can afford a couple of test series. Otherwise, if you are enrolled in some institute, if they are providing you the test series, you can stick to that test series. Okay, so it is up to you. There is no foundation that which test series is best. Suppose you are enrolled in institute X and they are providing you a test series. If it's a good institute, definitely the test series would be decent. So stick to that. If you can afford another test series, you can go for another test series. Okay, so it is a very subjective term. As I said, that people who take less than 10 tests also can do very well. People who take 50 mock tests or 100 mock tests also end up doing bad on the day, the examination day. So it does not matter how many mock tests you take, as long as you are not learning something. If your concepts are not good, if you are just taking mock tests, you have not worked on your concepts, it is not going to help. The very first thing is to work on your concepts. So MBA Karo also offers mock test. Many of you might not be knowing, we had a CAT course as well, okay, which is still running. So in case you wish to enroll in it, you can do so. And we are offering CAT mock test also. So we will be providing 15 full lengths plus 10 sectionals each. Okay, so 10 DILR, 10 QA and 10 VARC. The free tests are already live. Okay, so one of each are already live. In fact, 2 full are live and 2 of sectionals are also live. You can go and check the link given in the description of this video and take these free tests at least to judge the quality of the content. And in DILR and QA we will be providing video solutions. In VARC we will have text solutions. So this is the package that we are offering. So 15 plus 10 sectionals, so you can call it 25 full mock tests. So if you wish to purchase our mock test, that is a good enough number to practice decently for the examination. So we are offering it for 1500, and we have a bundle also. in which we will be offering these many mock tests. 10 mocks for NMAT, 20 for SNAP, 5 for ZAT. So all these examinations will be covered, so which you will hardly find at any other place, including these minor examinations like MyCAT, XGMT, SRCC. Many of you would appear on these examinations. If not, even if you are appearing NMAT, SNAP, ZAT, etc. So if you are targeting multiple examinations, you can get our mock bundle, and in this you get all these mock tests. So you can get this bundle for 5,000. So the link there is a link for the same in the description of this video. So if you are preparing for these examinations and are looking for a reliable test series, you may enroll with us. And as I said that there is no fixed number for CAT. For other examinations also, like if you take, that's why we have very small number like 10, 5, etc. So other exams also, like it is just to get the pattern right, like what kind of questions are asked in NMAT, SNAP, CMAT, etc. So that's why you can opt for mock test. And there is a demand of students regarding a crash course for CAT. So we will launch it in September. Okay, the dates will be announced soon, so please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Telegram, where we shall be announcing this crash course, which will be launched soon, and that will focus on CAT and will have like workshops and advanced problems. So this is basically for the people who have already prepared for CAT or are repeaters, their basics are clear and they want to practice advanced problems. So this was the video about how to take mock test. As I told you that do not discuss too much the scores of the mock test. That is a trend every year. People keep discussing, some people get demotivated, some people may get complacent. So don't worry how much you are attempting in the mock test, how much score you are getting. Keep the main focus on learning new things. Try improving yourself, right? That is the whole purpose of taking mock tests. Understand that which topics are easily doable in the examination, which questions should you skip. Okay, learn better approaches of solving problems. Understand your strengths and weaknesses to build strategies for the examination. That is the main purpose of the mock test. So the question, which test series is the best, right? It is a very subjective term. The more people you listen to, more people will give you advice. Some people will say test series X, some will say Y, some will say Z. Don't create polls, right? People will have different opinions on them. Okay, so if your institute is providing test series, stick to that, and you may go ahead and purchase one more. If you are not enrolled anywhere, if you want to take test series, you can take a couple of test series, and MBA Guru is also offering a test series. So if you wish to enroll in the same, you can check out our test. The free tests are already live, and paid tests also we will keep releasing periodically. So that's about taking mock tests. So if you are taking mock tests, take them religiously, learn things from them, try to improve yourself so that you end up doing great on the examination day.